What's going on, everybody? Your host AMF1534 here. Welcome back to Let's Play some more Rush to Extreme Racing USA. And we are 19 races in at this point, only 9 to go, so crunch time is on the horizon. And we are in first place with 200 points with a mild lead over Cecil. It's getting interesting. I mean, we've really got to make a big push here because one false move can totally ruin my weekend. Even though technically it is not really my weekend because it is a Tuesday and I actually have to work the next 2 days, which would normally be my weekend. And so that's that right there. So back to Los Angeles because, you know, Las Vegas, when it's gonna be coming, we're gonna be getting a nice heavy dose of it. That day is not today, and we get to go into the smog-laden Mountain Dew-sponsored lands of Hollywood, and we're gonna do it. We are gonna be good for this. Luckily, we get to do this in forward orientation, which makes it light years easier than doing it backwards. Just because, and I've already gone over that whole spiel before, just not having to deal with that grassy knoll BS just makes it wonderful. So I feel pretty confident in my abilities to make this happen and get a nice little first place trophy out of it. So this will be good times. I mean, I may be very prematurely ejaculating in the way of saying that we're going to win when we may not, but that is not the point. The point is that we're going to win, and we're going to probably increase our lead by only a measly 3 points. But that 3 points will totally come back to save our lives, because I said so. Now, here we go. I saw that we just passed a Shell station, and, oh boy, oh, God! You look at that! Look at that! Murder! You destroyed me! And he's gonna get a better starting position for this, too. Look at him, he's all the way up here. The guy commits a crime, and he gets the better end of it, even. What a jackass. I always think it's funny, like when I go off of that ramp, and I end up getting, you know, lodged right in front of that area, and then that guy pretty much, he has no choice. Like, he's like, "Come on, man!" And then just, you know, blitzkriegs me to death, just slams me into oblivion. I totally, speaking of, you know, slamming people into oblivion, I almost hit a homeless pedestrian last night on my way out to a friend's house. So, picture, if you will. So I'm driving, it's probably like, oh, I don't know, like 9:30 or 10 o'clock. And I'm driving, and I'm trying to get over towards the off-ramp for the freeway. Or the on-ramp, I suppose. I don't know. The on-ramp to get onto the freeway? Yeah, that would make the most sense. So I'm basically trying to get on the freeway, and I'm driving down this road that pretty much connects right to it. And it is extremely poorly lit. Like the spacing where like where the street lamps are they're so far apart, and so you'll just go from like you'll just go in like these really long stretches of having like pretty much sheer darkness almost outside of your own headlights. And like, I drive an old ass Honda Accord, so it's not like my headlights are, you know, like a new Lexus or something where they've got like those just crazy bright like halogen lights, or, you know, just anything that has really bright lights in it. And so I'm driving, and I'm just, you know, I'm bumping some loud music, and I'm sitting here having a little miniature party in my car, more or less, because, you know, when you're going on like a 25 or 30-minute drive, you got to be able to have some excitement for it, you know. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's how you got to do it. You gotta kind of use them as like a little bit of a mattress, so to speak. You know, cushion the blow. So I'm driving, and I'm just sitting here having a gay old time in like the 1950s sense of the word, not actually, you know, not having like a homosexual time, just having a nice happy time in my car by myself. Oh, come on, there we go. Oh, perfect, finally. My God, we actually got out of that thing in one piece. The shortcut works. And I'm driving, and like, just like in the distance, I can see something moving in front of me, but I can't really tell what it is. And then all of a sudden, as I'm sitting here barreling down the road going 58 in like a 40 probably, oh boy, oh no, There we go. Recovery. Holy smokes. All of a sudden, I just see this lady just kind of like trudging along, just trying to cross the road. And this is a 5-lane traffic road, by the way. This isn't just like a little, not like a little 3-laner or something. I mean, this is a full-on, like, big-ass main road. And she is just taking her sweet time. And I'm sitting here like, oh god, because, like, I'm hitting a point where I'm either going to have to slam on the brakes to get out of the way here, or I'm going to have to swerve into another lane hoping to god there's nobody in it. And so that's exactly what I ended up having to do, is I had to do a mixture of both, just because I wasn't sure exactly what was going to happen. And so I slam on my brakes, and I gotta, like, swerve over a little bit, and she had, like, it's almost like she didn't even know I was there. Because, like, she didn't even, like, look at my car in the midst of this going on. Even, like, despite the fact that my headlights were directly on her the whole time. Like, she just kept on just, you know, just shuffling her feet along with her brown paper bag, which I'm assuming was probably loaded to the brim with a nice 40 of very cheap, horrible grade malt liquor, like 211 Steel Reserve. Or, I don't know, maybe she had some sort of mental illness or something, I don't know. But I almost wiped her off the face of the planet, because if I would have made contact with her, man, she would have, I mean, she would have turned into just a pile of Raleigh Fingers' tomb dust, you know, bless his departed soul. If he's even dead, I'm not even sure. That he's like the Julio Franco of life. But, man, like, I was so close to hitting her, and, like, I had, like, that momentary thing where, like, I could see her own life flashing through my eyes, which was creepy. Like, I wasn't worried about my own life, because I know that my car probably, you know, even though it would have totally, you know, cremated her, and my windshield would have turned into just like a, you know, glassy mess. Oh boy, this is gonna be trouble. That, I mean, I would have probably been fine because I've got airbags, and you know they're there for your protection. Oh baby, look at that! 2 times in a row at the most opportune time, nonetheless. That was good. And so yeah, dude, I barely missed her. I'm talking, I missed her by maybe a foot and a half, and so I'm sitting here like, like, oh god, and I missed her, and everything was fine. But I'm sitting here thinking like, either how drunk did she have to be, or like what mental illness, or what level of like psychedelic drugs did she have to be on to like completely have like no ability to register what level of danger she was in, and to have like no absolute sense of urgency whatsoever. She's like, no, look at me go, walking across the street, and nobody's gonna hit me with that giant metallic 2-ton vehicle. And apparently, in her own mind, her voice turns into a very poor Bill Cosby impression, but you get what I'm saying here. It was creepy. And it just like, it had like flashbacks of when I actually did hit a pedestrian. It was like almost the same type of scenario where, and keep in mind, she was wearing like, you know, she was a homeless lady, and so she was wearing like really like dilapidated, dark, you know, dirty clothing, and, you know, pair that up with poor lighting, like that's gonna be a recipe for disaster every damn time. And that's pretty much exactly... Come on, did we get him? Did we get him? Oh, we did! Yeah! Yeah! Sick! Finally! Big Bear and Tina dropping the hammer right in his face, you know? And shouts to Stiff Dog. He even beat Smiley Face Ted. I'm down. Yeah! Yes! We are now up by 17. This is good news, my friends. And we're going back to Hawaii. Still no Vegas. It is just... It's never going to happen, my friends. It's either that or the last 4 races consecutively are all going to be it. I mean, at this point now, we've only got 8 races left, so we're going to be, on average, seeing Las Vegas every other race from this point on. So, I mean, get ready for a mega dose of slot machines and prostitutes. Yeehaw! But yeah, dude, like, it was like the same scenario where it was just like, it was dark out, and there were people walking around with like minimal lighting on their clothing. They were wearing all black, and it was just an area with really large stretches in between where... Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Nice little balancing moment there. And I ended up hitting that guy, and it scared the living hell out of me, because I thought that I killed him, even though I was only going, like, 10 miles an hour. But he rolled up the windshield and flew off the other side and did, like, the most acrobatic stunt ever, and landed perfectly on his feet. And, so, like, anytime there's ever, pedestrians around, like, pedestrians worry me more than actual... Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah, pedestrians worry me more than actual cars, because, like, cars, like, they're right next to you. They're either right next to you, they're behind you, or they're in front of you. Like it's not always the same thing with pedestrians, or, it shouldn't be. With pedestrians, I mean, you can at least kind of keep your eye on them a little bit, but, I mean, it's its own, perfect storm of awful potential scenarios. Like, I mean... I guess, in retrospect, now that I've said that, I mean, you could totally have the same scenario with cars, but there's just something with pedestrians, like, if... Like, there's no way that they're going to survive if you hit them going, 35 or 40 miles an hour. Like, you hit them, more than likely, they're going to probably end up dying. Because they don't really have the beneficiary of airbags, unless they're, like, some new sort of, like, test patient for... a random car company being like, hey, I got a great idea. Let's make airbags, but for pedestrians. We'll put them in a backpack, and just in the random off chance that somebody gets hit by a car, this airbag will deploy and probably have minimal chance of being able to save their life, and we just totally defied the laws of physics and collision detection. Okay, we are in 4th place. This is oh god, I almost got myself into big trouble there. We're in... This is not good. I really... The last thing I want to have happen here is have Cecil gain back all of that ground that we just put up on him. Oh, come on! Really? Really? What was that all about? We landed that thing pretty much square. Like, what happened? Oh, no. It's all falling apart, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Oh no! God, they're forcing me out of my own bread and butter stunts here. This is bad. We are really in trouble. And these guys have a significant lead on me right now. And I'm actually gonna have to go through the little swirly curves here. That's the thing that I love about taking that shortcut up there, is that you can totally bypass this area. You don't have to worry about it. But now we don't have a choice. It's so easy to get, your car kind of like bouncing out of control, but luckily, if you're driving the compact car, you got a decent probability of being able to get out of that okay, as long as you have a steady thumb, because having a steady thumb is always a good thing, if you know what I'm saying. Duh, 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 thumb in the butt. Gross. That's weird. That's a weird thing to say. All right, here we go. We're gonna make up a little bit of room right here. We are coming back with a vengeance. Here we go. Going right back into 3rd, as long as this guy doesn't mess me up. Oh boy! Boy, that was close. We got really lucky that we nicked that invisible wall there. Okay, this is good. This is good. We're coming back now. This is good. Feeling good about this. So, another thing, I just remembered it. So, I went to Walgreens. I went to Walgreens the other day. I guess it was on Sunday. And while I'm in there, I go and kind of check out their little selection of beer in the fridge. And there's this kid. There's a kid that comes walking in, and he's like, oh no, we didn't make it out of there. Oh no. I shouldn't have done that in the first place. I just had like this immediate feeling of, this is a really stupid idea. Why am I doing this? Oh, that was awful. That may have totally ruined this entire thing for us. There's a very good probability we're not gonna have a crack at first place now. Damn it. So back to the story. So there's this kid that walks in, and he's like totally your textbook definition of just like you're kind of like fresh out of high school. I'm totally a douchebag kid. I mean, he's still got his mind is still like, oh, I'm a senior in high school, y'all bitches. And he comes in there, and obviously he's 21 if he's looking at the beer. Either that, or he's got a really really good fake ID. And he comes looking in there, and he's got like his plastic, you know, his little crappy $5 plastic sunglasses on, even though it's like 10 o'clock at night. And this kid, he goes in there, he's like, oh man, it's almost like he was like trying to talk to me, like trying to make like small conversation or something, even though I was clearly not paying attention to him at all. And he's like, oh man, coming in here, gotta get some brewskis for later, dog. Even though he wasn't with anybody, so I don't really know. It's just a really awkward thing in general. And he's like, oh, get some brewskis for tonight, dog. He starts looking in the fridge, and he starts like grabbing random things. And he's like, oh my god, why are these things so expensive? And it's like, I'm sitting here thinking in the back of my head, first of all, either you're new to the party or you don't understand that A, you're looking at 32 ounces of beer, so obviously they're not going to be cheap. And you're looking at craft beers, so obviously, you know, they're not going to be, you know, the same price as like a friggin' like Pabst Blue Ribbon or like Milwaukee's Best or Coors. Like, you're dealing with higher quality stuff here. And so, and I'm also thinking in the back of my head, like, also, I mean, it's Walgreens. It's not like, I mean, they're not exactly known for the lowest price in the world. I mean, at least think of it this way. At least you're not at a gas station or like a convenience store, because those guys, I mean, they'll really rip you off with it because it's for convenience. It's not, I mean, you're not going there to get the best deal. You're going there because you need a quick answer. Oh no, 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 no! No! Oh god, it happened again! Damn it. That's the second time going down the stretch we just couldn't fend him off. Oh. And that's totally going to be Cecil. I mean, it's fine. He only gained 3 points on me instead of, like, 7, but god, son of a biscuit. You know? There he is. In the flesh. Taking it away from me. So, I mean, it's just like, you know, you can't expect everything to be dirt cheap, man. Like, if you're going to get a good quality beer, you got to pay the good price for it. You're not going to get away with being like, oh, well, I want to get 32 ounces of Arrogant Bastard for $2.99. Guess what? Doesn't happen. Unless you're getting, like, really lucky with that or something. So, yeah, that's just the way the world works. So, I hate when people are like that. Like, oh my god, everything's just so fucking expensive all the time. Why can't everything be in the price range that I want? It's like, well, maybe you need to adjust what you want into a different price range. How about that? You know? Make things work for you instead of trying to make, you know, forcing everything to be like, why isn't everything catering to my stupid face? Okay, so, with that little rant out of the way that was totally unnecessary, we are now down to 7 races, and we have a nice little 14-point lead. So when we come back on the next episode of Let's Play Rush to Extreme Racing USA, we are going to get Las Vegas! Finally! Yes! That is what I'm talking about. I am so down with the dice, you know? The dice and Lady Luck and that plane that has been totally suspended in midair, and all of its passengers are freaking the hell out because they're stuck in midair. Alright guys, well, with that win factor all the way up, this is your host AMF1534 saying thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care everybody. Bye.